Alright, we are doing a VOD review. Coaching game. We're looking at this. And now I gotta remember the keys. Hey, I remembered. Urgot. Don't react to the Dancing Eve clip of the last stream. What Dancing Eve clip? Oh!
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Hmm?
30 seconds until spawn.
Oh god, what have I done? Fuck. So first of all, you shouldn't be standing under the... Gotta figure out how to do this. Why is there no convenient button for that? Scoreboard. Thank you. So you start call. I understand. Unless the Hecarim told you not to leash for him, you should be here. And specifically in general, so he is asking for you to leash. In general, I mean, you see where I normally start. I normally start right here, because this gives a lot of helpful vision. When you're sitting by your turret, it's safe, but it's not you doing anything useful for the team. If you should be anywhere, you should be here, and you should be active, paying attention. You don't want to get randomly caught by somebody throwing a binding over a wall or shit like that. Yep. Oh, good God! You're up against a Vayne. I am so sorry. Oh, God. You took PTA. That is indeed what I would do. Aha! Thank you. I need to be reminded this every time. I don't do this enough. Oh, that's not good. Jungler finding a gank already. One camp gank. Isn't that cheesy? So it looks like you're last hitting... I mean, you're not under pressure right now. You need every last bit of farm. Because Vayne will ruin you if she gets even the slightest lead. Hell, she'll ruin you even if she's behind. A good Vayne will make things impossible. Ah, she's warding. The Hecarim gank's a little too late. Or is it? Nope. Well, you gotta get this CS. You've been missing quite a lot. If you're, like, right there, another one. You're not under... If the Vayne's not harassing you, you've got no excuse for missing CS. Except being bad, which I understand, because I do that a lot, but I am bad. Being bad's nothing to be ashamed of. But there's always room to improve. Like, right there, you shouldn't have turned off... Okay, this actually worked out. I was going to say you shouldn't have turned off your W. You're letting her auto you for free. You need to be either... I don't even know. It's just you stood still. They're trying to last hit that minion when you should have just waited for the minion to get lower and then walk up to one to get the one auto off. Because of that, she managed to get her W proc on you, which is a lot of extra damage. And there you could have used an auto W to get that CS. You're very low health. You should be focusing on CS. You should not be focusing on trying to harass her. Now you have to back. You're too low. You have to back. You should, again, you should be focusing on trying to get as much farm as possible. Even if you're E-connected, you are not going to threaten her. She was just going to dash out of there and be fine. And thank you, Sun Tonk, for the follow. That's weird. Wow, a Yone roam? That is very early. I think your ghost was a little bit late. But more importantly was that you missed your E. Again, skill shots are hard, and Vayne has mobility, but that was the reason why it didn't work out. Your E landing almost guaranteed would have been a kill. Again, just like the farming comment, it's not always easy. And her mobility definitely makes that hard. You're taking too much damage. Good E-shield to block that damage. That's like right now, you're basically using your mana to protect your life. Because it's not like right now, you basically have no way to interact with her. She outranges you completely. The only way you get to interact with her is if she makes a huge mistake. Which so far she hasn't made any. That was her first big mistake, and unfortunately your E was late. If you had thrown that E out immediately, it would have connected. And I think you could have killed her. At the very least, you would have put her in very bad position. Forcing her to leave and teleport back. That's too bad. That was hesitation. I think that time, like earlier, I think you had the wrong idea. And that's the reason why it wasn't working out. Okay, you're missing so much farm. You really can't afford to be missing all this. This lane sucks. And every bit of farm you miss, it hurts. It's actually like your third game against him. Kraken Slayer's busted. I'm with you, Buzz Bales. Absolutely broken. And yeah, Sun Tonk. So far, I've only tried 2 of the mythics. I've only tried Kraken Slayer and Duskblade. Kraken Slayer is absolutely mind-blowingly broken on Urgot. It was allowing me to literally out-true damage a Vayne, who also went Kraken Slayer, by the way. I was actually doing more damage. That was good. That E was good. It was a defensive E, which is basically the only thing you should be doing. You should only be using offensive E's when you actually have the ability to land them. And so far, you really haven't had the ability. And it's not because necessarily your aim was too particularly off, but because the Vayne just isn't giving that opportunity. And you don't have teleport, you don't have mana. This is brutal. Go Eclipse the proper arm. I will try that next. I was going to try it, but then PB went down. And you shouldn't be doing that. Either you drop a ward in there or you just sit back and you wait. But now you know exactly what she did. You need a back. And thankfully she's pushing. You need a back. You don't have enough. You've got no mana to do anything. You're just going to miss farm. If you can't use your E to dash away, you can't use your Q to last hit at range, you can't farm. All you can do is get experience, which... I mean, experience is very helpful in a lot of lanes, but in the Vayne matchup, she stays permanently ahead of you. You need money. Which champions are really good on? Yeah, well, I can tell you this. Oh no, what are you doing? Yeah, you were sort of, you were really indecisive there, and honestly, what you needed to do was bait her. You needed to put yourself in a slightly bad position, run so she's chasing you, and then try and E on top of her. Why is Thresh here? Why is Thresh here? Why is Thresh here? Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I don't understand why he's here. You have a Silas 80 carry. Oh. Is that why he's here? Oh, I'm sure the PB is back up. After we're done with this, we'll hop right back on the PB and keep playing. Because honestly, it's exciting to try all these new items out. They're crazy, and Urgot actually abuses quite a few of them. It's a huge shakeup to League. I think it'll be terrible for the game, but for right now, it's very fun, very exciting. And what is this Thresh doing? This is really bad that the Thresh is here. Even whiffed that. I think it's good juking on the Vayne. So far, I have very few criticism for how the Vayne has been playing. She's been playing this lane very well. And what your Thresh is doing right now is really bad. Because he's siphoning off experience from you. You're right now behind in farm, behind in experience. He's making the situation worse. If he was here helping you shove this into the turret, oh god, I'd understand, and then it would be good. Because it would give you an opportunity to get a nice, cheap, easy back, instead of needing to risk yourself. Like, now you're gonna... Yeah, good, you got a free back. I'd take it. There you go. Go for Bramble, go for Tabby. That would be my recommendation. Those are the 2 items that will cripple Vayne early on. Yep, Bramble. That's the first one I'd get. I'm interested in it. For the first year is going to be chaos. It is going to be, yeah, actually, I agree with you. I think it'll be a full year of chaos before Riot finally manages to figure out what they did wrong with the item changes and fix them. Yeah, you're 20 CS behind. This is getting bad. Once you fall 30 CS behind, it's going to be hard to recover. Ouch. Yeah, you're missing so much farm. Also, Vayne is one of the champions where Flash is actually really good. Because then you can use the E-Flash trick. It's very hard to ghost at a Vayne. She'll just knock you back and dash away. Oh. See, you gotta be careful. You can't let her get the 3 autos off. Every time she does that, you just lose so much health. That was nice. You got both of those. Like, it's better to give up farm than to let her get that 3rd shot off. Oh. Good E. That was a good E. It's too bad she didn't keep pushing for it, but yeah. Maybe you should have E'd away instead, because there was no way you were going to land that E. And in general, that's a good idea, because that's when she might tumble forward to try and get another shot off, and then if you E into it, beautifully, you'll find a kill. And she just ease you away and... Oh. Oh. Ah. Good. Well done. Nice ghost. That was excellent. You caught her in a moment of extreme vulnerability. She had just used that knockback. Good E away. If your R were still up, I would have actually said you should have E'd at her. Because she clearly wanted to get that 3rd shot off, which could have allowed her to get within range of your E. Since you didn't have your R up, since you had just used it, good E away. God, there's a lot. This is such a fiddly matchup. There's so many little things going on. It sucks you have to use your E like this. I hate it. I much prefer using my E aggressively and not defensively. But you're doing the smart thing. Uh-oh. See, you're taking those 3rd hits. And you should have waited on that Q. You would have gotten the minion. Yeah, you gotta back out of there. You have teleport. Just back and TP in. This teleport's dangerous. Oh, did she just? See, she's got no mana. You can't. Yeah, you can't win this. You're so dead. Oh my god, you're not dead. The moment she popped her R, you needed to run, because you weren't winning that. It's hard enough landing skill shots against Vayne when she has normal cooldowns and can't stealth. The moment her Q cooldown basically goes down to nothing and gets stealth, at that moment you can't win. Just run. You lost most of your life because of that, and because of that she'll get to shove in 2 waves into your turret before you can respond. If you had simply backed away immediately the moment she pressed R, you would have just made her burn her R, and you would have had at least half your health to stick around and farm. That would have been good. It would have been... Instead, you're missing out on more farm, more CS. Her CS lead's now 40. This is unbearable. At this point, you're basically too far behind to compete. Because she also has the plate advantage, which is massive. Look at that damage. She has a full Blade of the Ruined King. That's just not fair. Blade of the Ruined King is such a fucked up item on champs like Vayne. And yeah, they're coming to... Whoa, that's a lot of think words. They're coming to gank, but there's clearly a lot of vision along the way. I don't know why your team's coming to gank. This isn't a lane they can really help with. Not now, at least. Ah, man. Oh, is that going to do it? Or your R? Oh. She's good. She was cool as a cucumber right there. She did not sweat it. She was patient, and she juked those skill shots properly, and she died anyways. Cool. And you got an assist. Good. Oh, he's dead. So... Oh, you got the shutdown now. That was well done on your part. You stepped away from the turret to ensure you wouldn't get turret shot. And you set up a situation where, for him, safety was through you. That was very nice. It's too bad the Yone didn't respond appropriately. I feel like the Hecarim did. He joined you. The Yone didn't. If it was all three of you there from the beginning, I don't think Hecarim would have died. Nicely done. You're about to go against Fiddle Top with Shen. It's funny you should mention that. I actually laned against a Fiddle 6 earlier today. The key thing is, basically, his life drain doesn't have a cooldown. And if you want to beat him, the only way you're going to... Oh, Hecarim's there. That's a kill. Is that 2 kills? Oh, that hook! Oh, no. Oh, my God, the backfire. Hit him with the Kanar. Hit him with the Kanar, you fool! Is this guy inting? Oh! Dude, I can't help but feel like your Silas really isn't trying. Let's look at the lane that matters. Save taunt for his channel, you should be fine. But do keep in mind, again, the cooldown on that channel is very short. You save your taunt for that channel, you land it on him, you hit him with your combo, then you back away waiting for your taunt to come back up, because that ability will be up and draining you faster than you could do damage to. Because the cooldown is, the cooldown is like 4 seconds or less at rank 1. Or at least it feels that way. I laned against one earlier, and that is what it felt like. Damn, your team's losing across the board. At least from an objective standpoint. Gonna live. Nice, give him support. There it is. That wasn't the kind of support I meant. You should be... nice. Nice E there. But what you should have done was E away the moment the root was going to grab Raptor. Oh. The Silas flank is strong. That was a really nice Silas flank. I was going to say you should be running. I didn't see the Silas was coming in. And even if I did see him, I would have thought, oh, he's about to do something stupid and die. I was not expecting him to literally blow up their mid lane Lux like that. But and again, she's 1-6-3. She's doing worse than him. God, Yone's a fucked up champ. You guys get a lot out of that. That was great. The tier 1 mid is far more important than the tier 1 top. Though you really don't want the Vayne to just freely farm on her own, so you do need to respond to this. Rank 1, I believe it's 8 or 10 seconds. Interrupting it is very useful. Wow, it didn't feel that long. The Fiddle's drain felt like it basically... I land my... So, he starts draining me. I land my E. I turn on my W. By the time my W's over, his drain's back up. That's what it felt like. It might not have been that fast, but it felt that fast. It starts on cast, though. That could be why. That could explain it. I shouldn't be doing the preview here. Looks like Kane's gonna get a big old killing streak. It's red Kane. Oh, did Thresh just kill himself? Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't. Also, I don't know what the split aggro, the split damage. This is bad. You had 3 champions. Each one of them picked a different target. And one of the targets was Red King, who can heal. ridiculously. Oh, that's a kill. Nice. That was a nice combo. The Hecarim's good. Hecarim also has a full Triforce, which is good for him. Triforce is when Hecarim literally comes alive. Before that moment, Hecarim feels like half a champion. What you should be doing is baiting the blitz hooks. You've got your E. Oh, with the R. Right? Getting the Vayne's nice. I like that ghost pop, and now the E timing, nope. I'm guessing your E was down. I'm assuming your E was down. But yes, like, one of Urgot's best roles is hook baiter. And Blitzcrank is the best champion to bait hooks out of. If you time your E right, the hook connects, and then you just dash. You can end up basically not getting pulled if you time it just right. And it's a very long cooldown on Blitz's part. It's basically the whole purpose of his kit. Oh. Why did you? That Silas did a dumb thing. What Silas needed to do... God, that's hard to watch. That's a dead Baron. You guys can't do shit. 3 people dead on your team. I wouldn't ping for that. It's theirs. Oh, they're the ones actually getting right in. Damn. I mean, in the laning phase, I felt like there was a lot you could have done to improve your own situation in the lane. Outside the laning phase, this is tough, man. You have targeting issues from your allies. Like, we see them having a hard time deciding who to go for. Your bot lane, for the most part, has been feeding. He's caught up a lot, which is nice. But overall, it's just basically the Hecarim. And you're not particularly fed. You're 204. You don't even have Death's Dance yet, which is a problem. It's 22 minutes in. You're 204. You should have both Death's Dance and Cleaver done. And your E was not good. Oh, another whiff to R. You missed too many of those R's. There's the Kayn killing everybody. Yeah, there's the Kayn literally killing everyone. He will kill the Silas too, won't he? Whoops. What did I just do? No! No! What have I done? I think I almost got it. Damn it. There it is. Hmm? No! 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 Stop! Game! There we go. Yep, I'll get the game. So, a few bad things happened here. First of all, you eat immediately. That's a mistake. They have telegraphed CC on their team, and the most important one to avoid is the blitz hook. You needed to keep your E up for that moment when the blitz throws his hook out. Because he was right next to you. Like, you would have had enough time potentially to react. But you just eat first. It meant that you didn't have any response if there was any CC coming your way. Also, your positioning wasn't good considering the lack of vision at the time. You were way too far forward without having proper vision. And without having the full backing of your team. Your team was only partially there.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
So it's really dumb that the Kayn was able to basically kill everybody. Also, the audio is all fucked up because I moved around. Oh, yes, let's watch it up here. So right now you've got Ghost. You still don't have Death's Dance. Damn. How do I toggle money? No, I didn't do it. There we go. How are you? How are you so poor? I mean, it's kind of crazy. The Vayne actually has 2 complete expensive items, and you don't. You should have just about as much gold as her. I'm really confused. I know that you got the Bramble Vest, but that's basically the only difference between the two of you. And she has another complete item, which you wouldn't be able to make with the gold from Bramble Vest. You're actually 100 gold off. If you didn't buy Bramble Vest. I'm so confused. And it's really confusing, too, because she has a huge CS advantage over you, too, and she had a plate advantage. And yeah, he may not have been farming that much, but if you look at the enemy team, the only one who's been farming more is the Vayne. It's still very confusing. By now, like, I'd say by the 25-minute mark, you should have both Death's Dance and Cleaver done. Hell, by the 20-minute mark, you should have... Oh, maybe not 20-minute mark. By 15 minutes, you should have one of your primary items done. By 25 minutes, you should have a second one done for sure. By 30 minutes, you should have Righteous Glory as well. It's not always going to be true, but yeah. Because you do have your teleport up. Right now, though, like, what are the objectives? Is Dragon coming up? Is Baron coming up? I can't tell if there's some issue with... Oh, no. Let's look at that one again. I want to see this from the beginning. So right now, there's a lack of vision. There was just that ward. You see a lot of people here. Why did Thresh walk forward? Why did the Thresh walk forward? Whole team wasn't there, and he saw multiple people from the enemy team. Why did he walk forward? The one walking forward should be Urgot, not Thresh. Urgot's an actual bruiser, you know. Oof, that's a lot of damage. And once again, you should be... You want to try to bait the Blitzcrank hooks. The fact that you were running away and forcing the Silas to have to burn Flash. You should have tried to position yourself in a way to bait that Blitz hook. Wow. That was really nice. Unfortunately, it's still going to end up just being a 1... Oh, never mind. It's not going to be a 1-for-1. It's going to be much worse. Oh, wow. Nice shot. Wow. That was really nice. The Silas getting the stealthed Vayne. That was really nice. And very well done on your part. Good. Good follow through. You shouldn't be chasing. You could have survived that. Oh, nice hook. Nice. That was a really nice hook from the Thresh. You actually could have survived there. You were brought down very low and you kept chasing him. If you simply had backed away a second earlier, I think you would have lived. And you living, it's a big difference. You still have teleport. You could have back TP'd, taken 2 turrets, potentially. Maybe not. That Lux ult would have stopped it, but 1 turret. You're not even going to get that turret. I like this. I like this a lot. Very good. So you're going bot lane, good. Baron's up. And you've got teleport. This is exactly what I would do. Right now, though, I'd be really worried. You don't have Ghost. If Vayne were to find you and not misplay, she would kill you. 100% of the time, you'd have no chance. What the fuck? Ghostly? I also like your choice to go here. You didn't push past the river. That would have been dangerous. Like, right now, the enemy team is very thoroughly split up. It would have been so smart if 4 people on your team simply went towards the Baron and you showed yourself bot lane and shoved, trying to get some attention from the enemy team. I don't know what your team's doing, though. Your whole team is rotated. Why? I don't understand. I don't understand. There are no objectives in this area. There are no objectives here. There's a Baron up here, and your team has shown all of themselves on the lower half of the map. That's asking for the Baron to be taken. You should have been the only person down here. I don't get why your team rotated. Not only was it a bad rotation, they died. The Hecarim actually died. I don't understand. I'm guessing that decided the game. Damn, bad decision making from your allies. That's unfortunate. Uh-oh. Oh, that was... This Silas is something else. This Silas is something else. What ELO is this in, by the way? There was a lot of really bad decision making from your team. Oh no. Oh, the E timing wasn't there. You gotta bait out those hooks and have your E ready, always. With the proper E timing, you could have potentially defended this turret. It still probably would have ended right here, though, because you already had 2 critical members of your team die. Yeah, it was probably going to end here anyways. Damn. I mean, overall, there were a lot of minor things I saw. Mostly having to do with the laning phase that, I mean, a lot of that can be chalked up to just not potentially not having enough experience of the Vayne matchup, because that matchup is unique. There are not too many champions that you need to play against that outrange you, out-harass you, that have great mobility. There are not too many champions that crush you quite as hard as a Vayne can. And it's little things that will put you behind. And you were doing a lot of those little mistakes that was letting her get in some extra free harass and costing you farm. I mean, in the end, you still did fine. You kept yourself alive, which, more than anything, is the most important part. Dying against the Vayne would have crippled you permanently. You ended up even having more farm, more gold than her, which is great. But yeah, there was a lot of little things that you could have tightened up your gameplay in the lane. And outside the lane, I mean, it's hard to really say much criticism I can give you, because in the end, it was a lot of really bad decision-making from your teammates that led to a scenario where there really wasn't anything you could actually do. When your teammates are going out there and dying senselessly, looking for fights when they don't have the numbers, walking into areas where they don't have vision, you can't... I mean, there's certain things you cannot do for your teammates. You need them to be competent in these areas. And your team was not. And it's too bad, because it looked like you had good allies. At least in your jungler, it looked like you had a good ally. But he did some of the dumbest stuff on your team. I agree, Dragon King, that Righteous Glory would have been good, but the problem is that he didn't even finish Death Stance and Cleaver by 25 minutes. And the game would have been over before he had Righteous Glory. Going for Righteous Glory instead of Cleaver, instead of Death Stance, would have potentially allowed him to get it. But again, there were so many scenarios where I saw his teammates just doing some dumb stuff and dying before he got into the fight, before he even had a chance to get into the fight. Righteous Glory is a team fight tool. And if your team isn't doing smart things, then it won't help you. It'll just lead to your death.